Hey, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. So, welcome to the podcast. This is where I talk about my observations and opinions and pretty much anything else I want to talk about when it comes to politics, world events, and again, anything I feel like talking about. So, the ceasefire, the agreement in the Persian Gulf with Iran is coming to an end. And it's not likely that President Trump is going to extend this ceasefire. Reportedly, Iran has broken the ceasefire on several occasions. The U.S. Navy has blockaded the ports of Iran in the Persian Gulf. And the other day, they actually had to fire on an Iranian transport boat or ship. And they hit the engine room and sent Marines onto the ship and confiscated it. And then there's reports that the same thing happened last night where a ship was refusing to stop and they sent Marines on board by helicopter and they landed and took the ship into U.S. control. So the ceasefire, I mean, they're talking about trying to negotiate, but everything we're reading is that the military, the IRGC, who is the extreme military for Iran, has disposed of the civilian leadership. And they don't like what they're hearing. They don't want to negotiate with the U.S. And so, where are we going with this? So Donald Trump has said that he will destroy their power, their gas, anything, the infrastructure that will affect the country. Now, the U.S. has not been targeting the citizens of Iran, and I hope they don't. But again, we're hearing rumors that the Iranians are rising up and attacking the different secret police and the IRGC members. And, the Iranian army, the normal army, the regular army, they're really large. And it would be nice if they would turn around and rise up with the people and take back their country. We need to get rid of the Ayatollahs and the mullahs, as I've stated before, and the IRGC needs to be taken out, permanently removed. Iran cannot be allowed to have nuclear weapons of any sort type. So, where do we go from here with if the truce ends? Also, the War Powers Act enables the president to have military projections, I think for 60 days, and then gives them another 30 days to bring the troops home. So the question is, we're coming up on those 60 days. Is Congress going to authorize him to continue with this operation? Technically, war hasn't been declared, but it's a war. Now, on another front, yesterday, a group of veterans, or so they claimed, went to the Capitol and stood in the rotunda, and they were protesting. Now, they were peaceful, but the Capitol Police went in and arrested them and trespassed them. They all seem to be wearing the same camouflage, and it all seemed to be old. So, were they really veterans? Did they go to a army surplus store and get these blouses? A lot of questions there. But one thing that really angered me was here in San Diego, NBC 7 did an interview with a Navy spouse. She's the wife of a Navy pilot who is deployed right now. And I'm sorry, but this bitch, she's sitting there saying that this isn't what her husband signed up for, that we shouldn't be in the war and her husband's in danger. Lady, what the hell do you think he signed up for? You join the military to protect this country, and if so ordered, to go to war. What? You think he was signing up to get training to become a Southwest airline pilot? You're not supporting the troops. You can disagree with the war. I have no problem with that. No problem at all with you disagreeing. But you support the troops. Just like when these 6 senators on the Democrat side made that commercial about telling the troops, you don't have to disobey, unlawful orders. There wasn't a single unlawful order given. And these traitors sat there, and one of them, he's famous. He was a Air Force pilot or Navy, I guess, and then an astronaut. They needed to be brought up on charges of treason for messing with the military. When you join the military, you give up your rights. You do what you're told. If you're given an order, you do it until the mission is accomplished. You disagree with the war? Fine. But you still follow orders. And this wife, do you think she's really helping her husband? I want to bet you that as soon as the commanding officer caught wind of this interview that was on San Diego's NBC7, I'm sure he was brought into the office and spoken to. You think you're helping his career? The Navy put him in a dangerous, situation. No kidding. And that's from day one. If you don't like the war, you resign. You give up your commission. But as long as you're wearing that uniform, you obey the orders of those higher up, including the President of the United States. So, lady, go screw yourself. Anyways, that's my opinion. What's yours? Leave a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe. It would really be appreciated. Folks, you take care of yourselves.